Hello my beautiful people. Welcome to this special audiobook. You're about to begin a powerful journey of self-discovery, healing, and transformation. In this life-changing audiobook, you have what it takes. We dive deep into the truth that your strength is not outside of you, it's within. It always has been. Through 30 inspiring, soul-lifting chapters, this audiobook will help you break free from self-doubt. Discover your God-given purpose. Build real confidence. Embrace your story, even the broken pieces. Become the person you were always meant to be. Whether you're going through a tough season or just searching for clarity, this audiobook is your companion, your encourager, and your reminder that you are not alone, and you have everything it takes to rise. This audiobook was created for you. The dreamer who feels delayed. The believer who needs a reminder. The soul who has faced rejection. The heart that's ready to grow. Let the words in this book speak to the parts of you that need hope. Let it remind you of who you are, how far you've come, and the greatness you still carry. Now sit back, press play, and let your journey begin. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You only need to believe this one truth: you have what it takes. The title is You Have What It Takes, Recognizing the Strength Within You. Chapter 1, The Seed of Strength is Already Within You. Have you ever looked at someone and thought, I wish I had their strength? Perhaps you've admired someone who seems unshaken by life's storms, someone who keeps going even when everything seems to fall apart. Maybe you've wondered how they do it, how they find the strength to rise when life keeps knocking them down. What if I told you that the same strength you see in them is already inside you? Yes, you already have what it takes. Strength isn't something you find outside of yourself. It isn't gifted only to a chosen few. It isn't inherited through luck or granted only to the powerful. It is planted in every human being like a seed, small, quiet, sometimes hidden, but always present. And like any seed, it only needs the right conditions to grow. Strength doesn't always look loud. Many people think strength looks like being bold, fearless, or loud. But true strength is often the opposite. It looks like getting out of bed when your heart is heavy. It looks like smiling at others while fighting battles they can't see. It looks like holding on to hope when everything around you says it's easier to give up. That is strength. That is courage. And chances are, you've already done more of that than you give yourself credit for. Think back on the times you didn't think you'd make it. Maybe there was a heartbreak, a rejection, a failure, or even a deep loss. Yet here you are. Still breathing. Still trying. Still dreaming. That's a proof. You didn't come this far by accident. You came this far because something inside you refused to give up. And that something is your strength. Everyone starts somewhere. Imagine a mighty tree. Strong, rooted, reaching for the sky. We see its greatness, but what we don't see is its beginning. That tree started as a seed. Tiny. Unimpressive. Easily overlooked. Yet everything it needed to become a towering tree was already packed inside that small seed. You are the same. Maybe you're not where you want to be right now. Maybe you don't feel strong, confident, or fearless. That's okay. The power is not in how things look on the outside. It's in what's planted inside you. You were created with resilience. You were born with potential. You carry strength that hasn't yet fully bloomed. But it will, if you water it with belief, effort, and courage. The lies we learn to believe. So many people never recognize their strength because they're carrying lies someone else told them. Maybe a parent told you, you're not smart enough. Maybe life told you, you'll never be more than this. Maybe you failed once and decided that's all you'll ever be, a failure. But here's the truth, just because something was said doesn't make it true. You are not your mistakes. You are not your circumstances. You are not your fears. You are not what others said about you. Your strength has nothing to do with what others see and everything to do with what you believe about yourself. The moment you start believing that you have what it takes, you begin to unlock that strength. And the more you walk in that belief, the more unstoppable you become. Strength grows through struggle. Nobody likes to struggle. Pain isn't comfortable. Challenges are frustrating. But it's often in our hardest moments that we discover our strongest selves. Think of muscles. They grow through resistance. When you lift weights, your muscles tear slightly. That tearing is necessary for growth. Without it, your muscles stay the same. It's the same with inner strength. Every hardship, every rejection, every challenge you faced has been training you. It has stretched you. It has built emotional muscles you didn't know you had. And though you may not realize it yet, every time you chose to keep going, you grew stronger. So if you're in a tough season, don't despise it. Use it. Let it build you. Let it remind you that the strength within you is real and growing. What does strength look like in everyday life? You might be thinking, okay, I believe I have strength. But what does that really look like in daily life? Let's break it down. Waking up to face the day even when you feel tired or unmotivated, that's strength. Choosing to forgive when it would be easier to hold a grudge, that's strength. Admitting you're struggling and asking for help, that's strength. Staying kind in a world that sometimes feels cold, that's strength. Starting over after a failure, that's strength. You don't need to climb a mountain or win an award to prove you're strong. Every single time you choose to rise, to try again, to believe in yourself, that is strength in motion. The inner dialogue that shapes you. We all have a voice inside our heads. Sometimes it's encouraging. Often, it's critical. That inner dialogue matters more than we realize. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't, your mind will begin to believe it, even if it's not true. But when you say, I will try, I am growing, or I have what it takes, something shifts. Your mind listens. Your spirit awakens. Your strength begins to rise. Words are seeds. Speak power over your life. Speak truth over your journey. Even if you don't feel strong, speak as if you are, because your words have the power to bring that truth to life. You were not meant to live defeated. This life will test you. You will face opposition. There will be days when you feel like giving up. But you must remember this, you were not made to be defeated. You were not made to stay stuck. You were not made to live in fear. You were not made to shrink in the face of difficulty. You were made to rise. You were made to overcome. You were made to inspire others with the way you keep going. And every time you choose to keep believing in yourself, you take another step closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Your strength will inspire others. Here's the beautiful part, as you discover and walk in your strength, you become a light for others. There is someone watching you, someone who needs to see that it's possible to go through hard times and still come out stronger. When you rise, you give others permission to rise. When you believe in yourself, you teach others to do the same. Your journey is not just for you. Your strength is part of someone else's hope. As we begin this journey of recognizing the strength within you, let this truth sink deep into your heart. You already have what it takes. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Not when you feel more ready or more perfect. Right now. It's already there, in your story, your spirit, your scars, your fight. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to become more of who you really are. This chapter is just the beginning. Together, we'll uncover more of what's inside you. More belief. More courage. More fire. You'll see that strength isn't something you chase, it's something you awaken. And today, that awakening begins. Chapter 2, Breaking the Chains of Self-Doubt. If strength is the seed planted inside you, then self-doubt is the chain that tries to keep it from growing. It's that voice in your mind that whispers, what if I'm not good enough? What if I fail again? What if I'm just not meant for more? Self-doubt doesn't shout. It's subtle. It hides behind perfectionism, fear of rejection, and the need for constant approval. And the most dangerous thing about it is this: it sounds like your own voice. The truth is, no matter how strong, talented, or capable you are, if you don't believe in yourself, you'll always play small. You'll second-guess every decision, hold back your gifts, and miss opportunities meant for you. In this chapter, we're going to pull those doubts into the light. We'll explore where they come from, why they stick around, and, most importantly, how to break free from them. Because you were never meant to live chained to fear. Where does self-doubt come from? Self-doubt doesn't appear overnight. It's often planted in early experiences. A teacher who dismissed your potential. A parent who never affirmed your worth. Friends who laughed at your dreams. Failures that left a deep scar. And sometimes, it's not even what others said, it's what they didn't say. The encouragement you never received. The silence when you needed support. The absence of someone who believed in you. Over time, these experiences create a silent script in your mind: I'm not enough. I always mess up. I don't have what it takes. But that script can be rewritten. Because no matter where self-doubt came from, it doesn't get to stay. The cost of holding on to doubt. Self-doubt is expensive. It steals more than just confidence, it robs you of opportunities, joy, and purpose. Think of all the things you could have done if you had just believed in yourself a little more. The job you didn't apply for. The idea you never shared. The relationship you pushed away. The dream you buried. Self-doubt convinces us that playing small is safer. But safety isn't always strength. Sometimes, the most dangerous place to be is inside your comfort zone. To grow, you must risk. You must stretch. You must believe that failure is not fatal, and neither is imperfection. Every time you doubt yourself, ask this powerful question. Is this fear or is this fact? Just because your mind says something doesn't make it true. Your thoughts are not always facts, they are reflections of past conditioning. And the great news? You can challenge them. Let's try it. Doubt: I always mess things up. Truth: I've made mistakes, but I've also learned. I'm growing every day. Doubt: I'm not as good as others. Truth: I have my own unique path. My journey doesn't need to look like anyone else's. Doubt: I'm not ready. Truth: nobody feels 100% ready. Growth comes through action, not perfection. These truths may feel strange at first. But speak them anyway. Your mind will eventually believe what you consistently feed it. The inner critic versus the inner coach. We all have two voices in our minds. The inner critic, negative, fearful, harsh. The inner coach, encouraging, wise, supportive. Most people live with a loud inner critic. You're failing. You'll embarrass yourself. No one will care. But imagine how your life would change if you turned up the volume on your inner coach. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at this, your coach says, you're learning. Keep going. Instead of, I'll never be enough, it says, you're more capable than you know. This is not about false confidence. It's about truth. The real you isn't weak or broken. You're just unpracticed at believing in yourself. That can change, starting today. How to break free from self-doubt. Let's get practical. Here are 5 powerful steps to break the chains of self-doubt. 1. Name the doubt. What exactly are you afraid of? Be honest. I'm afraid I'll fail. I'm afraid people will judge me. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. Naming the doubt weakens its power. When we keep fear vague, it grows. When we call it out, we shrink it. 2. Gather the evidence. Think back on moments when you were strong. Times you overcame hardship. Challenges you figured out. Compliments or feedback you've received. Write them down. Review them often. Let them serve as proof that your doubt is lying. 3. Take micro-actions. Confidence doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. If you doubt your ability to speak in public, start by speaking in a small group. If you doubt your skill as a writer, write something short every day. Every small step breaks one link of the chain. 4. Surround yourself with belief. Your environment matters. Are you around people who build you or break you? Do you consume content that encourages growth or fuels comparison? Do you talk to yourself like someone you love? Find voices that feed your inner coach. Let go of voices that feed the critic. 5. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Don't wait to feel confident enough to celebrate yourself. Do it now. Celebrate effort. Celebrate trying. Celebrate showing up. Every step you take, no matter how small, is proof that you are breaking free. Why you must break free. Here's the deeper reason this chapter matters. There's a life waiting for you on the other side of self-doubt. A life of freedom. Creativity. Confidence. Purpose. But you can't reach it if you keep waiting to feel ready. There is no perfect moment. The right time is now. And here's what's beautiful, every time you push through doubt, you build new evidence. The more you act, the less the old doubts feel real. You start to see yourself differently. Not as someone trying to be strong, but as someone who is strong. A story to remember. Let me share a story with you. There once was a young woman named Ada. She had a dream to start a school for underprivileged children in her village. She had the heart, the passion, and the plan, but also a deep fear. What if I fail? She asked. What if nobody believes in me? Years passed. She waited for the doubt to disappear. It never did. One day, a little girl from her village came to her and said, "Auntie Ada, I want to be a teacher like you when I grow up." That was the moment Ada realized, someone was already watching. Someone was already inspired. She didn't need to be perfect. She just needed to begin. She started her school under a tree. Just 3 children showed up. But over time, the numbers grew. And so did her confidence. Today, that school teaches hundreds of children, and it all began with one brave step through doubt. Let this be your story, too. Self-doubt is a liar. A thief. A silencer of dreams. But it only wins if you let it. You have what it takes to overcome it, not by becoming someone new, but by remembering who you already are. You are capable. You are ready. You are enough. Your future isn't waiting for your fears to vanish. It's waiting for your courage to rise. So break the chains. Challenge the voice. And walk boldly into the life that's calling you, because you truly have what it takes. Chapter 3, Your Past Does Not Define You. If life were a book, most people spend far too much time rereading the same painful chapter. They replay the betrayal. They rehearse the failure. They relive the shame, the guilt, the regret. But here's the truth you need to hold on to. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your pain. Your past is a chapter in your story. It may explain how you got here, but it doesn't get to decide where you go next. There is far more to you than the worst thing you've experienced. And no matter how broken your history may seem, your future can still be beautiful, whole, and full of purpose, if you choose to believe it. In this chapter, we're going to break free from the prison of the past and walk into the truth that you are allowed to change, to grow, and to begin again. The past, a mirror or a mold. There are 2 ways people see their past. 1, as a mirror, constantly reflecting back shame, pain, and regret. 2. as a mold, shaping them into wiser, stronger, more compassionate people. The mirror mindset traps you. It says, this is who you'll always be. You'll never change. You'll never be more. But the mold mindset empowers you. It says, what happened to you is real, but it's not the end. You are still being formed into something greater. The key difference is in how you see yourself. Do you see your past as a label that limits you? Or do you see it as a lesson that lifts you? Everyone has a story. No one gets through life without scars. No one. Some wear their scars on their skin. Others hide them in silence. But the truth is, we all carry wounds from yesterday. What matters is not the wound, but what we choose to do with it. Some of the world's most inspiring people have painful pasts. People who were abandoned, but learned to love deeply. People who were abused, but now protect others. People who failed, but dared to try again. You see, the past can either be your anchor or your awakening. It can pull you down, or it can wake you up to the strength inside you. And the choice is always yours. You are not what happened to you. There's a dangerous lie many people believe. I am what happened to me. But let me be clear, you are not. The abuse you survived. The mistake you made. The person who left you. The addiction you battled. The dream you lost. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not unworthy of love. You are not stuck in who you used to be. You are becoming. And becoming means leaving behind what no longer serves you, even if it once felt like your whole identity. Shame is not your identity. Shame is the heaviest weight the past can carry. It whispers. You'll never be good enough. No one will truly accept you if they knew the truth. You're too far gone to be redeemed. But here's the truth. Shame grows in silence, but dies in the light. Talk about your story. Speak your truth. Release your pain. Not everyone deserves to hear it, but you deserve to heal from it. You don't have to carry shame into your future. You are allowed to forgive yourself. You are allowed to stop punishing yourself. You are allowed to move forward without guilt. Forgiving yourself is not weakness, it's an act of strength and freedom. The gift of a new day. Every morning brings a simple gift, a new beginning. No matter how dark yesterday was, today offers new choices. You are not bound to repeat the same mistakes. You are not required to relive the same story. You are not obligated to stay in places where you once felt small. You can choose growth over guilt. Healing over hurt. Freedom over fear. And it begins with a decision: I will not let my past define my future. Real people, real change. Let's talk about people who refuse to be defined by their past. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison but came out with forgiveness and became a symbol of peace. Malala Yousafzai was shot for going to school, yet turned her pain into advocacy for girls' education worldwide. Oprah Winfrey was abused and grew up in poverty, yet built an empire and inspired millions. These stories aren't just inspiring, they're proof. Your past does not disqualify you. In fact, it may be the very thing that prepares you for your purpose. Healing is a process. Letting go of the past isn't an overnight miracle. It's a process, a journey of untangling years of hurt, lies, and memories. And it's okay if that process takes time. Here's how you start. 1. Acknowledge what happened. Don't minimize or deny it. Be honest about your pain. 2. Refuse to let it define you. It's part of your story, not your whole identity. 3. Do the inner work. Therapy, journaling, prayer, support groups, whatever helps you heal, invest in it. 4. Forgive yourself and others. Not for their sake, but for your peace. 5. Choose who you want to become. Focus on who you're becoming, not who you used to be. You're not healing to erase the past. You're healing to stop it from controlling your future. A letter to your younger self. If you could write a letter to the version of you that made the biggest mistake, or the version of you that was hurting the most, what would you say? Maybe something like, "You didn't deserve what happened. You were doing your best with what you knew. I forgive you. I see how strong you've become. You are worthy of a new beginning." Now speak that letter over yourself today. You are still that person, but you are more than your pain. You are wiser now, braver now, and more prepared for what's ahead. The future is still open. Too many people live as if their best days are behind them. But that's not true. The future is still open. The story isn't over. Your past may have delayed you, but it didn't destroy you. You can still become the parent you never had. You can still build the business they said you couldn't. You can still create love, joy, peace, and purpose, even after the chaos. Your future isn't limited by your past, it's launched by it. Everything you've been through has prepared you for what's next. You may have scars, but that doesn't mean you're broken. You may have regrets, but that doesn't mean your story is ruined. You may have a past, but you also have a powerful future. You are more than your pain. More than your failures. More than your history. You are becoming someone new, and you have every right to become her or him without apology. So take a deep breath. Stand tall. And whisper this truth to yourself. My past does not define me. I define me. You have what it takes, and your next chapter is waiting. Chapter 4, The Quiet Power of Self-Awareness. One of the most powerful yet underrated forms of strength is self-awareness. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't always make headlines. But it quietly shapes the way we live, love, lead, and grow. Self-awareness is the ability to look within and see yourself clearly, your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, your patterns. It's the honesty to admit, this is where I struggle, and the courage to say, this is where I want to grow. Most people move through life reacting, blaming, defending, and repeating. But a self-aware person stops. They observe. They reflect. They take responsibility. And from that space, they grow. In this chapter, we'll explore what self-awareness really means, why it matters, and how it unlocks the strength that's already within you. Why self-awareness is a superpower. Imagine driving a car with no mirrors. You can only see what's directly ahead. That's what life looks like without self-awareness, risky, reactive, and limited. Now imagine having clear mirrors and a full dashboard. You can see your blind spots. You can notice when something feels off. You can navigate better. That's the power of self-awareness. It gives you the tools to recognize your emotional triggers. Understand your patterns. Notice your habits, good or bad. Reflect before reacting. Respond with intention instead of impulse. When you understand yourself, you become harder to manipulate, more confident in decision-making, and more in control of your journey. The truth about self-awareness. Self-awareness isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest. It's the moment you realize, I keep attracting the same kind of relationships, why? It's the pause before you snap and say, why does this always make me so angry? It's the reflection after a mistake, what part did I play in that? The goal is not shame or self-blame. The goal is clarity. Because you can't heal what you won't face. You can't grow what you won't acknowledge. You can't fix what you won't admit is broken. Self-awareness is the first step to freedom. And freedom is strength. What does self-awareness look like? Let's bring it down to earth. Here's what self-awareness looks like in daily life. Emotional regulation, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I need a break, not an argument. Pattern recognition, I tend to avoid tough conversations. I need to work on that. Boundary setting, I always say yes, then feel resentful. I need to say no more often. Growth mindset, that feedback stung, but there's truth in it. How can I improve? These small moments of reflection are powerful. They interrupt automatic behavior. They put you back in the driver's seat of your own life. Why most people avoid it? Let's be real, self-awareness can be uncomfortable. It's easier to blame others. It's easier to stay busy and distracted. It's easier to say, that's just how I am, than to ask, why am I this way? But growth doesn't come from easy. It comes from truth. And the truth is, the more you know yourself, the more power you have to change your life. You can't fix every situation, but you can fix how you respond. You can't control others, but you can control what you tolerate. You can't erase your past, but you can decide your future. That's what self-awareness gives you, the ability to respond, not react. The mirror exercise. Try this simple practice. Stand in front of a mirror. Look into your own eyes. Not your hair, not your skin, not your flaws. Your eyes. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. What am I proud of right now? Acknowledge your growth. Celebrate even the small wins. 2. What am I avoiding? Bring hidden emotions or struggles into the light. 3. What do I need to be honest about? Radical honesty creates space for radical transformation. Do this regularly. Journaling afterward helps deepen the process. The more honest you are with yourself, the freer you become. Triggers, the clues to growth. Everyone gets triggered. It's human. But triggers are not signs of weakness, they're invitations to heal. When something hits a nerve, ask yourself, why did that bother me so deeply? Is this about now, or about something unresolved? What wound is this poking at? Self-awareness turns irritation into insight. It helps you see that your reactions aren't just random, they're rooted. By following the thread of your emotions, you'll often uncover childhood pain, unhealed rejection, or deeply held beliefs that need reworking. And once you see it, you can start to shift it. Knowing your values. Another key to self-awareness is understanding your values. Your values are the invisible compass guiding your decisions. Ask yourself, what matters most to me? Honesty, peace, growth, family, faith. Where in my life am I aligned with those values? Where am I compromising them? When you live in alignment with your values, you feel peace. When you live out of alignment, you feel frustration, anxiety, or confusion. Self-aware people know what they stand for. And that clarity makes them strong, even when life gets hard. Practicing self-awareness without judgment. You will mess up. You will overreact. You will slip back into old habits. That's not failure, it's part of the journey. The key is not to judge yourself but to stay curious. Instead of, I'm so stupid for doing that, try. That was a mistake. What triggered it? What can I learn? Growth comes when we replace criticism with curiosity. You don't have to beat yourself into change. You can love yourself into growth. Why self-awareness builds unshakable strength. Here's the deeper truth. The most powerful people are not those who never fall, but those who know why they fell, learn from it, and rise differently next time. Self-awareness keeps you grounded when life shakes. It helps you respond with wisdom instead of panic. It allows you to lead with humility and grace. And it teaches you that real strength is not pretending to have it all together, it's knowing yourself well enough to stay anchored even when things fall apart. A real-life example. Let's talk about Tund, a young man from Abuja. He was known for his temper. One wrong word and he'd explode, at friends, family, even strangers. One day, he lost a job because of it. His boss said, "You're smart, but your attitude is a risk." At first, he was angry. Blamed the world. But deep down, he knew the truth. He started journaling every day after his emotional outbursts. Slowly, he saw patterns. He felt most triggered when people corrected him. It reminded him of his strict upbringing, where mistakes weren't allowed. That realization changed everything. He began therapy. Learned new coping tools. Apologized to those he hurt. Today, Tund leads a team at a nonprofit, and is praised not just for his skills, but his emotional maturity. What changed? Not just behavior, but self-awareness. Self-awareness may not be flashy. But it is foundational. The more you understand yourself, the more equipped you are to change your life. The more honest you are, the more free you become. The more you grow, the more your inner strength shines. Remember. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are not failing for being triggered. You are not stuck in your old ways. You are learning. You are evolving. You are becoming. And it all begins with the quiet power of self-awareness. You have what it takes. Because you're learning how to see it. Chapter 5, Redefining Confidence on Your Own Terms. When most people think of confidence, they imagine someone who walks into a room boldly, speaks without hesitation, and takes risks without fear. That's one version of confidence, but it's not the only one. And more importantly, it's not the one everyone needs to fit into. The world often tries to define confidence for us: loud, fearless, extroverted, unshakable. But what if your confidence looks different? What if your strength is quiet, calm, thoughtful? What if your power comes through gentle persistence, not flashy presence? In this chapter, we're going to redefine what confidence really means, on your own terms. Because confidence isn't about fitting into a mold. It's about fully owning who you are, without apology. What confidence is, and what it isn't. Let's clear up a few things. Confidence is not always being the loudest person in the room. Never feeling afraid. Pretending to have it all figured out. Seeking validation through attention or approval. Confidence is trusting your own voice, even when it shakes. Knowing your worth, even when you've made mistakes. Showing up for yourself, even when no one else does. Taking action despite fear, not in the absence of it. True confidence isn't about proving something to the world. It's about not needing to. Where real confidence comes from. Confidence doesn't come from how you look, what you have, or who likes you. It comes from what you believe about yourself. If you believe you're capable, you'll act capable. If you believe you're worthy, you'll stop settling. If you believe you have value, you'll stop chasing validation. That belief is built, not born. And it starts with small choices made every day. How to build unshakable confidence. Here are 6 practical ways to grow confidence from the inside out. 1. Keep promises to yourself. This is the foundation. If you say you'll wake up early, and you do it, your trust in yourself grows. If you say you'll work on your goals, and follow through, your belief builds. But when you constantly break promises to yourself, skip the workout, avoid the hard conversation, delay your dreams, you subconsciously tell yourself, I can't be trusted. Confidence grows when you become your own most reliable friend. 2. Stop comparing your path. Comparison is the thief of joy, and the enemy of confidence. Your journey is unique. Your timing is different. Your strengths are your own. You're not behind. You're not less than. You're not late. You're just on your own path. The more you compare, the more you shrink. The more you focus on your growth, the more you rise. 3. Celebrate progress over perfection. Confidence doesn't grow in perfection, it grows in practice. Don't wait until you're the best to feel proud. Be proud of showing up. Be proud of the effort. Be proud of how far you've come. You're not here to impress. You're here to grow. And every step forward, no matter how small, is proof of your strength. 4. Speak to yourself with respect. You would never call your best friend a failure, worthless, or stupid. So why talk to yourself that way? Your inner dialogue matters. Speak to yourself like someone you love. Encourage yourself like someone who matters, because you do say, I'm learning. I'm improving. I'm growing stronger every day. Your words shape your belief. And your belief shapes your confidence. 5. Face the fear, don't run from it. Confidence doesn't mean you never feel afraid. It means you do it anyway. The first time will be scary. You'll doubt yourself. You'll want to quit. But the moment you take action, your confidence begins to grow. It's in the doing that belief is built. So make the call. Apply for the role. Speak up in the meeting. Try something new. You don't need to feel ready to start. You just need to start. 6. Surround yourself with belief. Confidence is contagious. Spend time with people who believe in you. People who remind you of your power. People who don't compete, but celebrate your growth. And most importantly, be that kind of person for yourself. You are your first home. Make it a safe, empowering place to live. Redefining confidence based on your personality. Confidence isn't one size fits all. Let's look at how it might show up differently. For introverts, confidence is quiet strength. Deep listening. Clear thinking. Knowing when to speak and what matters most. For extroverts, confidence is expressive energy. Connecting with people. Inspiring others. Being unafraid to show up fully. For creatives, confidence is trusting your vision. Believing in your voice. Putting your work out even when it feels vulnerable. For leaders, confidence is service. Humility. The courage to make decisions, and take responsibility for them. There's no right way to be confident. There's only your way. And that's enough. Let go of the old labels. Many people struggle with confidence because they're still carrying old labels. The shy one. The failure. The one who never finishes. The one who always messes up. But here's the truth, you are not who you used to be. People change. You've grown. You've learned. You've healed. So don't let outdated labels define your present. Create new ones. The brave one. The consistent one. The one who keeps rising. The one who shows up anyway. You get to redefine yourself. You don't need permission. You just need belief. A story of quiet confidence. Let's talk about Iphioma. She was soft-spoken, shy, and often overlooked. People assumed she lacked confidence because she didn't talk much. But Iphioma had quiet power. She listened deeply. Observed everything. Thought carefully before she acted. When her team faced a crisis, while others panicked, she calmly offered a plan. It was simple. Thoughtful. Clear. And it worked. That moment changed everything. Her quiet confidence became her strength. Today, Iphioma mentors others. Not by being loud, but by being steady, kind, and consistent. She didn't change her personality. She embraced it. And through that, she found her voice. Let this remind you, you don't have to be someone else to be confident. You just need to be fully, unapologetically you. Confidence is not something you chase. It's something you build, from the inside out. It's found in keeping your word to yourself. In honoring your growth. In showing up even when it's hard. In embracing your unique personality. In letting go of old labels. You don't need the world to tell you who you are. You already know. You are strong. You are capable. You are becoming. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. And real is powerful. Real is enough. Real is unstoppable. So walk tall, speak truth, and carry yourself like someone who finally believes it. You have what it takes, on your own terms. Chapter 6, You are not alone in your struggles. It's one of the greatest lies we often believe during our lowest moments. I'm the only one going through this. When life feels overwhelming, when the struggle seems endless, when the weight of your challenges pushes you down, you might think everyone else has it easier. You scroll through social media and see smiles, success, laughter, and highlight reels. Meanwhile, your own life feels like a storm behind closed doors. But here's the truth. You are not alone. Not in your pain. Not in your doubts. Not in your battles. Everyone you meet is carrying something. Some people just carry it differently. Some are better at hiding it. Some are still healing from it. But no one is truly free from struggle. In this chapter, we're going to explore the power of knowing you're not alone, and how that knowledge becomes a source of real strength, resilience, and healing. The illusion of everyone else has it together. We live in a world where image matters more than truth. People wear smiles like armor. They edit their lives online to show the good, hide the bad, and delete the messy. But behind every perfect picture is a human being, with fears, wounds, and questions just like you. The confident speaker may battle self-worth. The successful entrepreneur may cry themselves to sleep. The happy couple may be navigating silent pain. The straight-A student may be struggling with depression. You don't see that part, but it's real. That's why comparing your private pain to someone else's public smile will always make you feel less than. You're comparing your truth to someone's presentation. That's not fair, and it's not reality. Why we hide our struggles. There's a reason people don't often talk about what they're really going through. We've been taught that. Showing struggle means you're weak. Admitting pain means you're broken. Asking for help means you're failing. But none of that is true. It takes courage to be real. It takes strength to be vulnerable. It takes wisdom to ask for help. If we all started telling the truth about our lives, we'd see how much we actually have in common, and how deeply we need each other. Struggle is a shared human experience. There are certain struggles that are universal. Feeling not good enough. Being afraid of failure. Facing rejection. Carrying grief. Battling anxiety. Navigating uncertainty. Trying to forgive yourself for the past. No matter your age, background, or status, these experiences touch everyone. They remind us that underneath all the differences, we are deeply connected. You are not alone because someone, somewhere, has walked where you are walking now, and survived it. And you will too. The power of honest conversations. One of the most healing things you can experience is this simple sentence, me too. When you're brave enough to open up, you create space for others to do the same. That connection of shared struggle is sacred. Think about a time you finally told someone what you were going through. And they responded with understanding instead of judgment. That moment of being seen, heard, and held is what helps people heal. The more we share our struggles, the more we create a world where no one has to suffer in silence. You're allowed to reach out. Many strong people silently suffer because they believe they shouldn't need help. But strength is not doing it alone. Strength is knowing when to reach out. You're allowed to call someone when you're overwhelmed. Talk to a therapist or counselor. Say, I'm not okay right now. Ask for prayer, support, or space. Let others love you through your lowest points. Needing help is not weakness. It's wisdom. We were never meant to heal alone. We were created for connection. And every time you reach out, you remind yourself that support is not a luxury, it's a lifeline. Real-world example, David's story. David, a university student, was known for being the class clown. Always joking, always laughing, always fine. No one knew that behind the laughter, he was battling depression. For months, he kept it hidden. Told himself, no one will understand. He thought asking for help would make people think less of him. But one night, everything came crashing down. He couldn't pretend anymore. He called a friend crying, broken, scared. To his surprise, the friend didn't laugh. Didn't judge. Instead, he said, "I've been through this too. You're not alone." That moment saved David's life. He began therapy. Opened up to family. Found a support group. Slowly, he started to heal. Today, he speaks openly about mental health on campus. He still has hard days, but now, he faces them knowing he's not alone. Even the strongest people struggle. You may admire people who seem strong, composed, and unstoppable, but even they struggle. The difference is, they've learned to struggle with support. They've built habits like talking to mentors or coaches, meditating or praying, journaling to process emotions, being honest with trusted friends, resting when needed, without guilt. Struggling doesn't make you weak. Struggling alone makes it harder. You don't have to be the hero of every situation. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let someone help you carry the load. Turning pain into purpose. When you've gone through deep struggles and come out stronger, you carry something powerful, empathy. Your pain can become someone else's lifeline. You can say, "I know what that feels like. You're not crazy. I've been there. You're going to get through this, I did." Your story doesn't have to be perfect to inspire. It just has to be true. Never underestimate the power of your testimony. What almost broke you may one day build someone else. Finding community in the right places. Not everyone deserves access to your story. Choose wisely. Look for safe spaces, people and communities where vulnerability is met with love. This could be a support group, a faith-based gathering, a trusted circle of friends, an online community built around healing. These are places where healing begins, where shame melts, and where strength is shared. Remember, you don't need 100 people. Sometimes all you need is one person who sees you and says, "I'm here. Let's walk through this together." You were never meant to go through life alone. Not in the joy. Not in the pain. Not in the struggle. You are not alone in your fears. Not alone in your sadness. Not alone in your confusion. Not alone in your search for meaning. The next time you feel like you're the only one battling in the dark, remind yourself. Others have been here. Others are here. And you are still deeply loved, even in this place. You have what it takes, but you don't have to carry it all by yourself. Let others in. Let love in. Let healing begin. You are not alone, and you never were. Chapter 7, Turning Setbacks into Setups. Life has a way of knocking us down just when we start to feel like we're gaining momentum. 1 minute, everything is going smoothly. The next, a door slams shut, a plan collapses, a dream slips away. Setbacks are inevitable. But here's the truth that many people never realize. A setback is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. In fact, some of life's greatest breakthroughs are born from what seemed like the worst breakdowns. It's in those moments, when everything feels like it's falling apart, that your strength is being shaped, your courage is being refined, and your next level is being prepared. In this chapter, we're going to shift how you see setbacks. We'll stop treating them as signs of failure and start seeing them as opportunities, setups for something greater. What is a setback? A setback is anything that disrupts your forward movement. It could be losing a job you loved, failing an important exam, Getting rejected after giving your best. Facing financial hardship. Dealing with illness, grief, or heartbreak. Seeing your plans unravel. Setbacks shake your confidence. They challenge your identity. They test your resilience. But they also carry a message: there's more in you than you know. The first reaction: why me? When setbacks hit, our first reaction is usually emotional. That's normal. You might feel angry: why did this happen to me? Hurt: I gave it my all, wasn't that enough? Afraid: what if I never recover from this? Ashamed: what will people think? Helpless: I don't know where to go from here. These emotions are valid. Feel them. Don't rush through the pain. But don't get stuck there either. Because what breaks you doesn't have to bury you. Instead of asking, why me, try asking, what can this teach me? How is this preparing me? What strength is being developed in me right now? This shift in mindset is where healing and breakthrough begin. Setbacks are not stop signs. Most people see setbacks as signs that they should quit. But a setback is not a stop sign, it's a speed bump. It's not there to end your journey. It's there to slow you down so you can reevaluate, recenter, and rise again, stronger. Think about these examples. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for TV. She was fired early in her career. Today, she's one of the most influential women in the world. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. He was rejected by multiple studios. Today, his name defines creativity and wonder. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. He emerged as a global leader and symbol of peace. These people didn't succeed in spite of setbacks, they succeeded because of them. What setbacks can teach you? Setbacks have a way of stripping away what's false and revealing what's true. Here's what they often teach us. 1. Resilience: you discover you're stronger than you thought. 2. Redirection: you realize that door closed because a better one is ahead. 3. Reinvention: you find new skills, ideas, and paths you never considered. 4. Refinement: you become more focused, humble, and prepared. 5. Reconnection: you draw closer to your faith, your purpose, your core. Sometimes the best thing that ever happened to you doesn't feel like it at first. How to turn your setback into a setup. Here are 7 practical steps to transform your setback into a setup for something greater. 1. Pause and process. Take time to feel what you feel. Cry if you need to. Scream if it helps. Journal, pray, talk it out. Don't suppress the pain, but don't let it control you either. 2. Identify the lesson. Every setback carries a lesson. What did this reveal about you? What did it expose that you need to grow in? What can you take with you moving forward? Extract the wisdom. Let the pain teach you, not define you. 3. Adjust your plan, not your purpose. The plan may need to change, but your purpose doesn't. Maybe the path you were on wasn't the only one. Maybe the delay was divine. Maybe the detour is the destiny. Ask, how can I move forward differently? 4. Take one small step forward. Don't wait until you feel ready. Just take one step. Apply again. Rewrite the vision. Make the call. Research something new. Rebuild. Momentum is healing. Forward motion creates hope. 5. Surround yourself with belief. Find people who remind you who you are, not who you were in your worst moment. Let them speak life into your dreams. Borrow their faith until you find yours again. You don't have to rise alone. 6. Reflect on past comebacks. You've been through hard things before, and you made it. Remember those moments. Recall your strength. Let your history of survival be the evidence that you'll rise again. 7. Stay rooted in vision. Revisit your why. Setbacks lose power when purpose remains clear. Remind yourself daily, I'm still becoming. I'm not finished yet. I have more to give. A true story, Nkechi's restart. Nkechi was a brilliant fashion designer from Lagos. After years of saving, she opened her first boutique. Business was booming, until a fire broke out in the market where her shop was located. She lost everything in one night. Inventory. Equipment. Her savings. Her hope. For weeks, she couldn't get out of bed. She questioned everything. Why me? Why now? Was this a mistake? But then she remembered a quote she once read. The same fire that melts butter hardens steel. You get to choose which one you become. She began again. She started sketching new designs. Selling from her home. Learning online marketing. Today, Nkechi runs a successful fashion label. Her brand stands for Beauty Through Ashes. Her setback became her setup for greater purpose, creativity, and impact. Redefining failure. Let's redefine failure. Failure is not falling. It's staying down when you could have gotten back up. Failure is not being rejected. It's rejecting yourself before trying. Failure is not losing. It's refusing to learn from the loss. Setbacks don't mean you're finished. They mean you're human. They mean you're alive. They mean you're growing. Every setback carries a hidden seed, the seed of a greater version of you. The next time something doesn't go as planned, instead of giving up, ask. What is this trying to teach me? How is this preparing me? What new direction might be opening up for me? You are not defined by your detours. You are not destroyed by delay. You are being shaped by the struggle, and strengthened through the storm. So stand tall in the ashes. Lift your chin in the failure. Rebuild on the broken ground. Because you have what it takes, and this setback is just the setup for your comeback. Chapter 8, The Courage to be Vulnerable. In a world that often teaches us to be strong, never show weakness, and hold it all together, vulnerability can feel like the opposite of strength. But what if we've had it backward all along? What if real strength isn't in pretending you're fine, but in being honest when you're not? What if courage doesn't mean having all the answers, but daring to ask for help? What if power is not found in a perfect image, but in your imperfect truth? Vulnerability is not weakness. It is bravery in its purest form. In this chapter, we'll unpack the meaning of vulnerability, how it unlocks deeper connection and healing, and why embracing your truth is one of the most empowering things you can ever do. What is vulnerability? Vulnerability is the willingness to be seen, not just the polished parts, but the messy ones too. It's the choice to say, I don't know. I'm scared. I made a mistake. I need help. This is who I really am. It means taking off the mask. Letting go of the performance. Showing up with your whole self, even when it's uncomfortable. Vulnerability is not about oversharing. It's about authenticity, being real, honest, and open. Why vulnerability takes courage. It takes courage to be vulnerable because it comes with risk. The risk of being misunderstood. The risk of rejection. The risk of judgment. The risk of disappointment. But without vulnerability, you risk something far worse. Living a life disconnected from your truth. Never being truly known. Missing out on real connection. Becoming numb, guarded, and emotionally distant. Vulnerability opens the door to freedom. You stop hiding. You stop pretending. You breathe deeper because you're no longer carrying the weight of being someone you're not. The myths about vulnerability. Let's break down a few common myths. 1. Being vulnerable makes you weak. No. It takes strength to be real in a world that rewards fake. 2. People will use it against me. Not everyone deserves your vulnerability. But the right people will meet it with grace, not judgment. 3. I have to have it all together before I share. No one has it all together. Vulnerability is about sharing the process, not just the outcome. 4. If I'm honest, I'll lose people. Maybe. But you'll lose the ones who only loved your mask, and make room for the ones who love the real you. The power of saying, I need help. Asking for help is one of the bravest things you can do. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. It opens the door to healing. It deepens trust. It reminds you that you're human, not a machine. It gives others the chance to show up for you. The strongest people know when to lean. You were never meant to do this life alone. If you're tired, overwhelmed, or struggling silently, speak up. There is no shame in asking for support. There is only strength in allowing yourself to receive it. Vulnerability deepens relationships. Think of the people you feel closest to in life. Chances are, it's not because they're perfect. It's because they've been real with you. They've let you into their world, flaws, fears, and all. Real connection requires realness. You can't connect deeply while wearing a mask. The more authentic you are, the more meaningful your relationships become. Say, this is hard for me. I'm scared to say this, but here's what I've been going through. Vulnerability creates space for empathy, healing, and love to flow freely. How to practice vulnerability safely. Vulnerability doesn't mean sharing everything with everyone. It means knowing who, when, and how to be open. Here's how to do it wisely. 1. Choose safe people. People who listen without judgment. People who protect your trust. People who've earned the right to hear your truth. 2. Start small. You don't have to reveal your entire life story. Begin with one honest statement. One truth you've been holding back. 3. Allow others to support you. Don't apologize for your needs. Let others love you in your most vulnerable moments. 4. Be patient with yourself. Vulnerability is a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger and safer it feels. A real-life story, Aisha's unmasking. Aisha had always been the strong one in her family. The fixer. The encourager. The one who never cried. But inside, she was exhausted. She felt unseen, misunderstood, and emotionally drained. For years, she kept up the appearance. Smiling through stress. Saying, I'm fine, when she wasn't. Carrying everyone else's pain, but never sharing her own. Then one day, she broke. Not because she was weak, but because she'd been carrying too much alone. She sat with a trusted friend and simply said, I'm tired. I don't have it all together. And I don't want to pretend anymore. Instead of rejection, she received compassion. That moment marked the beginning of her healing. She started therapy. She opened up to her family. She let herself be helped. Today, Aisha still supports others, but now from a place of honesty, not performance. Her vulnerability didn't destroy her reputation. It deepened her relationships, and gave others permission to be real too. Vulnerability and leadership. Whether you're a parent, teacher, pastor, manager, or mentor, your vulnerability makes you a more powerful leader. Why? Because people don't follow perfection. They follow authenticity. When you admit, I made a mistake. I'm learning too. This is hard for me. You create trust. You show others that being real is okay. And when leaders lead with vulnerability, entire cultures shift, from fear to freedom. Healing through honest expression. Vulnerability is a bridge to healing. When you finally say, I was hurt. That broke me. I haven't been okay for a long time. You stop suppressing the pain, and start releasing it. Your truth may shake your world at first, but eventually, it will set you free. Speak it in therapy. Write it in your journal. Pray it out loud. Whisper it to a friend. Just don't keep it locked inside. Because unspoken pain turns into invisible weight. And you deserve to be light again. Vulnerability is not a weakness to overcome. It is a strength to embrace. It is the path to deeper love, richer relationships, and true self-respect. You don't have to perform anymore. You don't have to carry it all alone. You don't have to be strong in the way the world defines it. Being brave enough to say, "This is me, flaws, fears, hopes, and all," is the beginning of becoming your most powerful self. So go ahead. Tell the truth. Take off the mask. Ask for help. Open your heart. Because you have what it takes, and your real self is more than enough. Chapter 9, Stop Waiting for Permission. There comes a moment in life when you must stop waiting, waiting to be picked, waiting to be validated, waiting to feel ready, waiting for someone to give you the green light. That moment is when you realize the truth. No one is coming to give you permission to live your life boldly. Not your parents. Not your boss. Not society. Not even your friends. You don't need someone to tell you it's okay to dream bigger, speak louder, try again, take up space, or start that project. You already have that permission, because it's yours to give. This chapter is your wake-up call. If you've been living on hold, shrinking back, or waiting to be invited into your own destiny, it's time to rewrite the narrative. Why we wait for permission. From childhood, we're trained to ask for permission. Can I go outside? Can I speak? Can I do this? This mindset often follows us into adulthood. We subconsciously wait for someone to approve our dreams, recognize our talent, tell us we're enough, give us a platform, say, "Yes, you're allowed." But here's the reality: life won't always give you a clear invitation. Sometimes, you must give it to yourself. The cost of waiting. Waiting for permission might feel safe. But it's also the fastest way to waste your potential. Here's what waiting can cost you. Opportunities: doors don't open for those who won't knock. Time: years can pass while you wait to feel ready. Confidence: the longer you wait, the more you doubt yourself. Purpose: you delay becoming who you were meant to be. You don't get stronger by standing still. You grow by stepping forward, even when it's uncomfortable. Giving yourself the green light. What if today, you stopped waiting and started allowing? Allowing yourself to be seen. Allowing yourself to take risks. Allowing yourself to make mistakes and still move forward. Allowing yourself to feel worthy, right now, not when you're better. Here's your permission slip. You are allowed to start before you feel ready. You are allowed to be proud of yourself. You are allowed to ask for what you want. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to outgrow what once fit. You are allowed to take up space. The gate is not locked. You don't need a key. Just walk through. Stories of self-permission. Let's look at 3 people who changed their lives the moment they stopped waiting. 1. Chitty, the undiscovered author. Chitty loved writing but was scared to share his work. He kept asking, "Who am I to write a book?" Then one day, a mentor said, "Who are you not to?" Chitty stopped waiting for a publisher to notice him. He self-published his book and promoted it on social media. It reached hundreds, then thousands, of readers who were hungry for his words. He didn't wait for permission to call himself a writer. He just wrote, and kept writing. 2. Halima, the silent leader. Halima worked in a company where her ideas were often ignored. She stayed silent, thinking, "Maybe I'm not qualified to speak up." But then she decided to lead from where she was. She started mentoring younger staff, organizing internal trainings, and building trust. Eventually, leadership noticed. She didn't wait to be promoted before she acted like a leader. She gave herself permission, and the title followed later. 3. Kunnal, the late bloomer. At 40, Kunnal felt stuck. He had always dreamed of becoming a chef but was afraid of starting over. One day he realized, if I wait any longer, I'll never do it. He enrolled in culinary school, started posting his recipes online, and launched a small catering service from his kitchen. Today, he owns his own restaurant. Not because someone gave him permission, but because he finally stopped asking for it. How to stop waiting and start acting. Here are 5 practical ways to stop waiting for permission. 1. Acknowledge what you've been waiting for. Ask yourself. Am I waiting for approval? Am I waiting for the perfect time? Am I waiting to be chosen? Am I waiting to feel good enough? Call it out. Write it down. Face it. Awareness is the first step to change. 2. Give yourself what you've been seeking. If you've been waiting for someone to say, "You matter," say it to yourself. If you've been waiting for applause, celebrate yourself. If you've been waiting for direction, take the first step. You are your own permission giver. Don't outsource your power. 3. Take imperfect action. Don't wait until the fear is gone. Don't wait until you have it all figured out. Start messy. Start scared. Start now. Action creates clarity. Movement builds momentum. Courage grows as you go. 4. Create before you're validated. If you're a singer, sing. If you're a writer, write. If you're a leader, lead. If you're a builder, build. Don't wait for a title, stage, or audience. Your gifts are valid whether or not the world notices them right away. 5. Surround yourself with courage activators. Find people who push you to act, not postpone. People who remind you of who you are, not who you've been pretending to be. People who are also giving themselves permission to be bold, brave, and free. Courage is contagious. What happens when you stop waiting? When you stop waiting, you begin to live with more urgency. Show up with more authenticity. Speak with more confidence. Dream with more freedom. Grow without guilt. Lead with boldness. You stop existing, and start truly living. The life you're dreaming of doesn't begin someday. It begins the moment you stop waiting. You don't need anyone's permission to live fully, love deeply, lead boldly, or rise powerfully. The truth is, you are already enough. You are already worthy. You are already called. You are already equipped. The doors you've been waiting to open are waiting for you. So stop shrinking. Stop hesitating. Stop holding your breath and hoping to be picked. You don't need to be chosen. You are the chooser now. You have what it takes, and the only permission you need is your own. Chapter 10. Discipline is your superpower. If motivation is the spark, then discipline is the firewood that keeps the flame alive. Most people rely on feeling inspired to take action. But the truth is, you won't always feel like it. You won't always feel ready. You won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel strong. And that's why discipline matters. Discipline is showing up whether you feel like it or not. It's doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable. It's staying committed long after the excitement has worn off. Discipline is not punishment. It's not strictness or rigidity. Discipline is self-respect in action. It's loving your future self enough to make hard choices now. In this chapter, we'll explore how discipline, more than talent, intelligence, or luck, is the true superpower that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Why motivation isn't enough. Let's be honest, motivation is unreliable. Some days you wake up inspired. Other days, you want to quit everything. Some mornings, you're ready to take on the world. By afternoon, you can't even reply to one email. Motivation is a mood. And moods change. But discipline? That's a decision. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel good. Discipline says, I'll do it because I said I would. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll stay inconsistent. If you build discipline, you'll become unstoppable. The real definition of discipline. Discipline is not about being harsh or controlling. It's about being deliberate. It's choosing growth over comfort. Long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. Structure over chaos. Excellence over excuses. It's the daily decision to take aligned action, even when your emotions say otherwise. The benefits of discipline. Here's what happens when you practice discipline consistently. 1. Clarity grows. You stop being pulled in every direction. Your focus sharpens. 2. Confidence increases. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, trust grows. 3. Progress becomes predictable. You stop waiting for luck. Your habits start producing real results. 4. Chaos reduces. Structure creates peace. A disciplined life is less reactive, more intentional. 5. Freedom expands. Discipline isn't a cage. It's a compass. It gives you control over your time and energy. Building the discipline muscle. Discipline is like a muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. And just like working out, consistency is key. Here are 7 steps to help you grow your discipline. 1. Start small. You don't build discipline by overhauling your entire life overnight. You start with small, manageable steps. Drink a glass of water when you wake up. Write 200 words a day. Walk for 10 minutes. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Small wins build confidence. Confidence fuels consistency. 2. Create systems, not willpower. Willpower is limited. Systems are sustainable. If you want to read more, leave the book on your pillow. If you want to work out, pack your gym clothes the night before. If you want to eat better, prep your meals in advance. Make discipline easy. Remove the friction. 3. Be clear about your why. When the struggle gets real, and it will, your why will keep you grounded. Why are you building this habit? What's at stake if you don't? Who are you becoming in the process? Write it down. Keep it visible. Remind yourself often. 4. Track your habits. What gets measured, gets managed. Use a habit tracker. Check off your daily goals. Reflect weekly on what's working. Tracking progress boosts motivation and reveals patterns. 5. Make it non-negotiable. Treat your goals like appointments you can't miss. Show up. Even when it's hard. Even when it's boring. Even when it feels pointless. Because discipline is forged in the moments you don't feel like it. 6. Reward consistency, not perfection. You will mess up. You will miss a day. That's okay. Don't quit. Reset and continue. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Aim for consistency, not flawlessness. 7. Practice delayed gratification. Discipline means choosing what you want most over what you want now. Skip the scroll, finish the project. Say no to distractions, say yes to purpose. Delay the comfort, embrace the challenge. Every time you delay gratification, you strengthen your self-control. Real-life example, Beezy's journey. Beezy was a university student who struggled with procrastination. She always started strong, but never followed through. After failing 2 courses, she hit rock bottom. But instead of giving up, she decided to get serious about discipline. She began waking up at 6 a.m. every day. She studied for 1 hour before class. She limited social media to 1 hour per day. She used a planner to track assignments. At first, it was hard. She wanted to quit every morning. But she stayed consistent. And in 1 year, she went from failing to finishing at the top of her class. Her secret wasn't genius. It was discipline. The discipline mastery connection. Every master, expert, or successful person you admire has one thing in common: they mastered discipline before they mastered their craft. Writers write every day, even when uninspired. Athletes train when no one's watching. Entrepreneurs show up through failure after failure. Speakers rehearse hundreds of times for one perfect delivery. You don't become great by accident. You become great by design. And discipline is the blueprint. Breaking free from excuses. Excuses will always feel valid. But they don't build anything. They only protect your comfort. Let's confront the most common excuses. I don't have time. You have the same 24 hours. Make time. I'm not disciplined by nature. Discipline is learned, not inherited. It's too late. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is now. I'm too tired. Then start small. But start. I always fail. Failure is feedback. Learn. Adjust. Repeat. Discipline is not about doing it perfectly. It's about not giving up on yourself. Discipline is not about restriction, it's about liberation. It's choosing the hard road today so your tomorrow is easier. It's honoring your vision with action. It's creating a life you don't need to escape from. You don't have to wait for motivation. You don't have to be naturally disciplined. You just have to decide, I will show up, because my dreams deserve it. Discipline is your superpower. Use it wisely. Use it daily. Because you have what it takes, and you're capable of showing up for yourself, one decision at a time. Chapter 11, Protecting Your Energy. You are not a machine. You are not built to run endlessly, give continuously, or carry everything on your shoulders. You are human, beautifully designed with limits, needs, emotions, and energy that must be nurtured, guarded, and protected. Your energy is one of your most valuable resources. When it is low, everything else, your creativity, peace, patience, confidence, and productivity, begins to suffer. Yet many of us pour out, burn out, and stretch thin without boundaries, rest, or recovery. Here's the truth. You can't do great things if your energy is constantly drained. You have what it takes, but only when you learn to protect what fuels you. In this chapter, we'll explore what it means to protect your energy, why it matters for your success and mental wellness, and how to make room for peace, clarity, and focus in a noisy, demanding world. What is energy? Your energy is more than physical stamina. It's your mental capacity, emotional health, and spiritual peace. It's the inner fire that fuels how you show up. There are 4 types of energy you must learn to protect. 1. Physical energy, your strength, rest, sleep, and nourishment. 2. Emotional energy, your feelings, empathy, and boundaries. 3. Mental energy, your focus, thoughts, creativity, and clarity. 4. Spiritual energy, your purpose, values, inner peace, and connection to God. When any of these are depleted, your life begins to feel heavy, even if nothing has changed externally. Signs your energy is under attack. Sometimes, we don't realize we're being drained until it's too late. Here are warning signs. You feel overwhelmed by small tasks. You're easily irritated or emotionally reactive. You constantly feel tired, even after rest. You dread activities you used to enjoy. You struggle to focus or finish anything. You feel resentful after saying yes. You're surrounded by chaos or drama. These aren't personality flaws. They're signals. It's time to pause and protect your space. Why protecting your energy feels hard. Many people struggle to protect their energy. Because They feel guilty saying no. They've been taught to overgive to be loved. They equate busyness with worth. They're addicted to urgency and noise. They fear disappointing others. But remember, every yes to something is a no to something else. If you don't protect your time and energy, someone else will use it for their agenda. You are allowed to rest without apologizing. Step away without explaining. Distance yourself from draining people. Guard your mornings, your thoughts, your peace. This is not selfishness. It's self-leadership. The power of boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are doors that decide what gets in. When you set healthy boundaries, you are saying, I love you, but I also love me. My peace is a priority. I can't pour from an empty cup. I'm responsible for my own well-being. Some examples. Don't respond to every message instantly. Turn off notifications during focused work. Decline invitations that drain you. Limit your exposure to negative media. Say no without guilt or explanation. Boundaries are a way of telling the world, I respect myself. Letting go of energy vampires. Some people, consciously or not, drain your energy. These might be chronic complainers. People who never listen, only talk. Those who guilt trip or manipulate you. Individuals who thrive on drama. You don't have to cut them off completely, but you must limit their access to your peace. Here's what you can do. Shorten conversations. Avoid certain topics. Speak directly about how you feel. Choose silence over engaging in every argument. Keep your emotional doors locked if they can't be trusted. You are not rude for protecting your heart. You are wise. Fill your own cup first. You've heard it before, but it's worth repeating. You can't pour from an empty cup. To show up for others, you must first show up for yourself. Ask. What gives me life? What helps me recharge? What fills me with peace? And then do more of that, on purpose. Maybe it's quiet mornings, prayer, journaling, or meditation. Taking walks. Listening to music. Creating something. Disconnecting from your phone. Spending time in nature. Your energy is your responsibility. Make refueling a priority. Managing your mental space. Mental clutter is one of the biggest energy thieves. Here's how to protect your mental energy. 1. Practice mindfulness. Stay present. Most anxiety lives in the past or future. 2. Declutter your mind. Write down to-dos, thoughts, and worries. Free your brain. 3. Limit overthinking. Not every thought needs to be entertained. 4. Guard your input. What you consume affects how you feel. Choose wisely. 5. Unplug regularly. Even a 30-minute break from screens can reset your mind. Your mind is sacred space. Keep it clean. Real-life example, Sada's peace journey. Saad was a people pleaser. She said yes to everything. She was everyone's helper, comforter, counselor, and it wore her down. She was always exhausted, snapping at loved ones. Feeling unappreciated. Her peace was gone. One day, she had enough. She made a decision. I'm taking my energy back. She started saying no. She turned off her phone after 8 p.m. She took solo walks in the park. She prayed in silence every morning. She spent less time with gossipers and more time with God. At first, people were surprised. But eventually, they respected her space. Saad didn't disappear. She just became wiser about how she showed up. And for the first time in years, she felt peace. Red flags, when to reassess. Ask yourself these questions every few weeks. Is my energy rising or falling in this season? Who or what is draining me the most right now? What boundaries do I need to reset? Am I honoring my limits, or ignoring them? What do I need more of? Less of? Check in with yourself. Make adjustments as needed. Life is loud, but your soul whispers. Listen. You are a powerful being. But even power needs rest. Even strength needs stillness. Protecting your energy doesn't mean avoiding responsibility. It means showing up as your best self, not your burnt-out self. You are not lazy for resting. You are not weak for saying no. You are not selfish for stepping back to heal. You are allowed to disconnect, recharge, and protect your peace, so you can keep showing up with power, clarity, and purpose. You have what it takes, and protecting your energy ensures that strength never runs dry. Chapter 12, Let Go of the Past, Embrace the Present. There's a weight many of us carry, often without realizing it. It shows up in our decisions, our relationships, and our self-talk. It whispers in the quiet, sometimes shouting in our thoughts. That weight is the past. Your past may hold pain, regret, betrayal, failure, embarrassment, or loss. Maybe it includes mistakes you made, or wounds others caused you. And while the past shapes us, it does not have to define us. You are not your past. You are not the version of yourself that didn't know better. You are not the hurt that happened to you. You are not the dreams that died or the opportunities that were missed. You are here now. And now is where your power lives. In this chapter, we'll learn how to loosen the grip of yesterday so you can live freely in today. Because you can't fully step into your future until you let go of what's holding you in reverse. The invisible prison of the past. The past becomes a prison when you constantly replay what went wrong. You define yourself by old failures. You hold grudges that steal your joy. You wear shame like a second skin. You fear trying again because of what happened before. It's like walking through life carrying a backpack full of bricks, exhausted, weighed down, stuck. But here's a liberating truth. You cannot change the past. But you can choose how it changes you. You can choose to learn from it instead of being limited by it. You can choose to grow from it instead of being guarded because of it. You can choose to forgive, release, and move forward, even if the apology never came. Why letting go feels hard? Letting go sounds easy, until it's time to do it. We hold on because familiar pain feels safer than the unknown. We think letting go means it didn't matter. We fear we'll lose a part of ourselves. We're afraid to try again and get hurt again. But holding on doesn't protect you. It prevents you. It prevents you from healing, connecting, loving, risking, growing, and becoming. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means you're ready to be free. What the past can teach you. The past has value, but only when you use it to serve your growth. Ask. What did that experience teach me? How did that pain shape my strength? What boundaries did I learn to set? What did I discover about who I am and who I'm not? Your past may have broken you, but it also built wisdom, resilience, and empathy. Don't erase your history, redeem it. Steps to letting go. Here are 6 powerful steps to begin releasing your past and reclaiming your life. 1. Acknowledge what you're still carrying. You can't release what you won't recognize. Be honest. Are you still mad at yourself for a mistake from years ago? Are you holding resentment towards someone who hurt you? Are you afraid to move forward because of a past failure? Write it down. Speak it aloud. Bring it into the light. 2. Offer yourself grace. You were doing the best you could with what you knew at the time. Stop punishing your past self for not having the wisdom you've gained today. Forgive yourself. For staying too long. For not speaking up. For believing the wrong people. For giving your heart too freely. You can be proud of your growth without being ashamed of your journey. 3. Release bitterness and resentment. Holding on to anger doesn't hurt them, it hurts you. Bitterness poisons the soul. It hardens the heart. It robs the present of peace. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you're okay now, and you're ready to move on. Let it go so you can rise. 4. Stop replaying the old tape. That mental movie of how things went wrong. Stop hitting play. Interrupt the loop. When the thought returns, speak a new truth. That was then. This is now. I'm not who I used to be. I am growing, healing, becoming. The past no longer has power over me. Replace rumination with renewal. 5. Honor the lessons and move forward. Use what the past taught you as fuel for your present. Use the heartbreak to love more wisely. Use the failure to build with excellence. Use the rejection to affirm your worth. Use the silence to find your voice. Every scar can be a story of strength, if you let it. 6. Embrace the present moment fully. The greatest gift you can give yourself is your full presence. This moment, right now, is all you truly own. Be in it. Breathe deeply. Notice the sky. Feel your heartbeat. Smile for no reason. Choose joy on purpose. Let the past be a page, not a prison. Live this moment like it matters, because it does. A true story, Emmanuel's reset. Emmanuel carried shame for over a decade. At 21, he made a mistake that cost him a scholarship and his reputation. People judged him. He judged himself harder. For years, he avoided ambition. He believed he didn't deserve success. Every time he tried to start over, the voice of his past whispered, "Who do you think you are?" Then he had a moment of clarity. If I keep letting who I was stop who I'm becoming, I'll never be free. He began again. He forgave himself. He finished his education. He launched a youth mentorship program. He used his story to teach others how to rise after falling. Today, he is a symbol of redemption, not because he erased the past, but because he refused to be erased by it. How embracing the present changes everything. When you embrace the present, you become more grateful. Take intentional action. Experience real joy. Love more deeply. Create a better future, starting now. The past can inform you. But only the present can transform you. Stop waiting for a perfect past to begin living a powerful now. Letting go doesn't mean you forget. It means you choose freedom. It means you stop dragging the weight of yesterday into the miracle of today. You are not bound to your mistakes. You are not stuck in your story. You are not who they said you were. You are still becoming, still breathing, still capable, still here. The past had its time. This is yours now. So close the chapter if needed. Cry if you must. But then take a deep breath, stand tall, and step forward into today. You have what it takes, and the moment you stop looking back, you'll begin to see just how much. Chapter 13, You Are Not Behind. There's a quiet pressure many people live with. You might have felt it too, that whisper that says, "You should be further by now. Everyone else is doing better. You're wasting time. You're too late." This pressure often grows louder when you scroll through social media, hear about someone else's success, or look at your own life and feel stuck. But here's what you need to know deep in your heart. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not running out of time. You are on a path that's uniquely yours. And comparison is a thief that tries to rush what was never meant to be rushed. This chapter is a reminder that your life is not a race, and you haven't missed anything meant for you. The lie of the timeline. From a young age, we're fed up life timeline. Graduate by this age. Get a job by that age. Marry here. Have kids there. Succeed early. Settle down fast. But life rarely goes according to script. Some start fast and burn out. Others bloom later and shine for a lifetime. Some take detours, fall, restart, and still rise. There is no universal timeline. There is only your timeline. And it's not broken. It's unfolding. The danger of comparison. Comparison is one of the biggest reasons people feel behind. You look at someone's highlight reel and compare it to your behind the scenes. You measure your year 1 against someone else's year 10. You judge your process against their outcome. But remember. Just because they arrived earlier doesn't mean they're happier. Just because they look ahead doesn't mean they know where they're going. Just because you're slower doesn't mean you're not moving. Your path isn't wrong. It's just yours. The power of divine timing. There is a timing for everything. Sometimes the delay is your protection. Sometimes what feels like nothing happening is actually preparation. You're not waiting, you're becoming. You're not late, you're being refined. You're not stuck, you're being readied for something greater. What's meant for you will not miss you when you are becoming the person who can handle it. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust God. Real-life example, Amaka's awakening. Amaka was 35 when she finally started her business. For years, she watched others succeed, wondering if she had missed her moment. She spent a lot of time feeling ashamed of starting late. But when she launched, she brought years of wisdom, patience, and experience into her work. Her maturity attracted clients who valued her insight. She made fewer mistakes because she had learned through life. By 38, her business had grown beyond what she imagined. She realized something powerful. I didn't start late. I started ready. Reframing late as aligned. Instead of saying, I'm too old, say, I'm just getting started. I'm behind, say, I'm exactly where I need to be. I've wasted time, say, I've gained clarity. Everyone else is ahead, say, I'm walking my own road. Shift your mindset. It's not about speed, it's about alignment. It's not about matching others, it's about moving with purpose. It's not about when you start, it's about how deeply you commit. 5 truths to remember when you feel behind. Here are 5 truths to anchor you when comparison tries to pull you off course. 1. Your journey is not a race. You're not competing with anyone. There's no finish line. You're not behind, you're becoming. Take your time. Move with intention. Grow at your own pace. 2. Progress looks different for everyone. For some, progress is launching a company. For others, it's getting out of bed and choosing not to quit. Every small step counts. Just because no one clapped doesn't mean it's not worthy. 3. Your worth is not tied to achievement. You are valuable because you exist, not because of what you've done. Success is beautiful, but it is not your identity. You are already enough, before the degree, title, relationship, or goal. 4. Delay is not denial. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it never will. Many great people were late bloomers. Oprah was fired from her first TV job. Morgan Freeman didn't get a major role until his 50s. Colonel Sanders started KFC after 65. Vera Wang entered fashion design at 40. You're not late. You're layered with experience. 5. Your time will come. There is a time for planting. A time for watering. A time for harvesting. If it's not your harvest season, don't despair. Keep planting. Keep nurturing. Keep showing up. Your time will come, and when it does, it will be right on time. What to do when the pressure creeps in. When you feel the weight of being behind, here's what to do. 1. Pause and breathe. Ground yourself. Inhale peace, exhale pressure. 2. Write a gratitude list. Look at how far you've come, not how far you think you should be. 3. Delete the comparison triggers. Unfollow if you must. Mute if you need to. Protect your focus. 4. Celebrate progress, not just milestones. Did you try? Did you learn? Did you keep going? That's success. 5. Encourage yourself out loud. Say, I am growing, not rushing. My pace is powerful. I trust my journey. There's nothing wrong with your timeline. There's nothing missing from your path. You're not too early. You're not too late. You're becoming. Evolving. Aligning. And you have what it takes, even when it feels like the world is moving without you. Don't give up because it's taking time. The deepest roots take the longest to grow. And the most beautiful flowers bloom in their own season. So take a deep breath, friend. You are not behind, you are becoming everything you were born to be. Chapter 14, Rebuilding Confidence After Failure. Everyone fails. The job interview that didn't work out. The business that collapsed. The exam you didn't pass. The relationship that ended in tears. The dream you worked hard for, only to see it crumble. Failure feels like a slap. It stings. It embarrasses. It whispers things like, you're not good enough. You'll never make it. You're wasting your time. You should just quit. But failure isn't final. And it definitely isn't fatal. In fact, the people who achieve the most in life aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who learn to rebuild after they do. This chapter is about rising again. Learning again. Believing again. Because you can fail and still be powerful. You can fall and still have a future. And most importantly, you can lose confidence and still find it again. The impact of failure on confidence. Failure has a way of shaking the foundation of who you are. You question your abilities. You doubt your decisions. You compare your worst moment to everyone else's best. You replay what went wrong. You begin to believe the lie that you're not enough. But confidence, like a muscle, can be rebuilt. And every time you choose to rise, you grow stronger than before. You are not your mistake. This truth must be deeply planted in your heart. You are not your failure. You are not your divorce. You are not your poor financial decision. You are not your bad exam result. You are not your closed business. You are not your past. You are more than one moment. More than one chapter. More than one storm. Your identity is not found in what went wrong, but in what you choose to do next. Redefining failure. What if failure wasn't something to avoid, but something to learn from? What if every closed door led you to a better one? What if that rejection redirected you to something greater? What if falling down was how you found out how strong you really are? Failure doesn't mean you're incapable. It means you're trying. And trying is brave. Failure is part of success. No one great got there without it. Real-life example, Kemi's comeback. Kemi started a clothing business with all her savings. For a while, things went well. But one wrong shipment, a few late deliveries, and rising debts brought everything down. In less than a year, the business shut down. She was crushed. She lost money, confidence, and hope. For 6 months, she didn't speak about it. She felt ashamed. She stopped trying. Then one day, she wrote a simple note to herself. I still believe in me. That day, she didn't reopen the business. She didn't make $1 million. She didn't announce anything. But she got out of bed with a new decision, to try again. Today, she runs a new brand, more successful than the first. She made smarter choices, asked for help, and started small. But more importantly, she rebuilt herself. Steps to rebuild confidence after failure. Here are 7 intentional steps to help you recover your confidence and move forward. 1. Acknowledge what happened honestly. Pretending it didn't happen keeps you stuck. Call it what it is. Say it aloud. I failed, and I survived. That didn't work, but I can try something else. It hurt, but it didn't destroy me. You cannot heal what you hide. 2. Give yourself time to grieve. You are allowed to feel disappointed, hurt, angry, confused. Don't rush past the pain. Process it. Journal. Talk to someone. Pray. But don't build a home there. Feel it, then release it. 3. Separate the event from your identity. What happened is what happened. It is not who you are. Failure is an event, not a label. You are still worthy. Still talented. Still full of potential. Still becoming. 4. Learn from the experience. Every failure holds a lesson. Ask. What worked? What didn't? What would I do differently next time? What did this reveal about me? What strength did I uncover through this? If you can learn from it, you can grow from it. 5. Start small again. Confidence doesn't come back all at once. It grows with each small win. Send the application. Launch the new page. Record the first video. Practice the skill again. Introduce yourself as who you are becoming. Build momentum, one brave step at a time. 6. Surround yourself with encouragement. Don't walk alone. Find people who remind you of who you are, even when you forget. People who speak life, not shame. People who believe in your comeback. And most importantly, be one of those people for yourself. 7. Speak life to your future. What you say matters. Say this to yourself often. I am not finished. I rise stronger. I still have something to offer. My future is not cancelled. I am proud of how I'm healing. I have what it takes. Let your words rebuild the walls of your confidence, brick by brick. The beauty of becoming. Confidence doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it's quiet and gentle. It's the whisper of, I'll try again tomorrow. It's getting up, showing up, even with shaky hands. You don't have to be bold immediately. You don't need to rush healing. But you do need to believe that you're still worth the effort. You are not broken. You are rebuilding. And there's beauty in becoming again. Failure is not the end. It's a chapter, not the whole book. You are allowed to fall. To mess up. To make wrong turns. But never allow those moments to define your worth or limit your future. You have what it takes to rise again. Stronger. Wiser. Softer. Bolder. So take a deep breath, dust off the shame, and step back into the ring of your purpose. Because your comeback is not just possible, it's already in motion. Chapter 15, Learning to Trust Yourself Again. At some point in life, you may begin to doubt yourself, not just your choices, but your voice, your instincts, and your sense of direction. Maybe you trusted someone who betrayed you. Maybe you took a risk that didn't work out. Maybe you stayed in a place or season too long and now wonder, how didn't I see it coming? When things fall apart, or when life takes an unexpected turn, it's not uncommon to feel like you can't trust yourself anymore. You second-guess everything. You delay decisions. You keep asking others for validation. You play small because you're afraid to get it wrong again. But hear this clearly. You can learn to trust yourself again. That inner compass you once listened to. It's still there. The wisdom you gained from your experiences. It's even stronger now. The intuition, the insight, the God-given discernment. Still working. Still waiting for you to believe in it. This chapter is about healing the part of you that feels uncertain. It's about rebuilding inner confidence, not based on perfection, but on presence, growth, and grace. Why you stopped trusting yourself. Let's start with honesty. There are many reasons people stop trusting themselves. A failed decision led to painful consequences. Someone told you your thoughts didn't matter. You ignored a red flag and regretted it. You went through trauma that made you doubt your instincts. You were constantly criticized or belittled. And now, you question your voice, even when it's whispering truth. But here's what's important, you did the best you could at the time. With what you knew. With what you had. With the strength you had left. And now, with more experience, more wisdom, and more clarity, you can rebuild trust in yourself, deliberately. What trusting yourself looks like. Trusting yourself doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes again. It means you believe you'll survive even if you do. You honor your voice instead of silencing it. You move, even if you're afraid. You rely less on outside opinions and more on inner truth. You extend grace when you mess up. Trust is not about perfection, it's about self-respect. Signs you don't trust yourself, yet. Let's check in. These are signs you might still be healing your self-trust. You always need someone else's opinion before making decisions. You replay your choices over and over in your mind. You feel stuck, even when you know what you want. You ignore your gut feeling to avoid judgment. You procrastinate because you're scared of failure. These patterns don't make you weak, they make you human. And they can be unlearned. 7 ways to rebuild trust in yourself. Here's how you begin to reconnect with the wise, powerful version of yourself. 1. Reconnect with your inner voice. Spend quiet time with yourself, daily. Journal your thoughts. Reflect on decisions that felt right in the past. Practice mindfulness or prayer to hear your inner guidance. Ask, what do I really want? The more time you spend with your voice, the easier it becomes to trust it. 2. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Let go of the guilt. You are not the same person who made that old decision. You've grown. You've learned. You've matured. Say aloud. I forgive myself for what I didn't know. I give myself permission to move forward. I choose to trust myself again. 3. Celebrate small wins. Build trust with small promises. Wake up on time. Keep your word. Follow through with little things. Every time you do what you say you'll do, trust grows. It's not about huge leaps, it's about daily consistency. 4. Listen to your gut, even when it's inconvenient. You've had moments where something felt off, and later, you realized you were right. Learn to pause and honor those feelings. They are messages. Warnings. Guidance. Your body, your spirit, they know things your mind hasn't caught up with yet. 5. Limit the noise around you. It's hard to hear your own voice when everyone else is shouting. Take a break from advice overload. Reduce screen time. Don't ask 10 people for input on one decision. Create stillness. In that space, clarity speaks. 6. Practice self-compassion. You will still mess up sometimes, and that's okay. When you do, respond with compassion. That didn't work out, but I'm still learning. I made a mistake, but I'm not a mistake. This is part of becoming wiser. You don't have to get it right all the time to be worthy of trust. 7. Affirm your wisdom daily. Speak life to yourself. Daily affirmations like, I trust my judgment. My intuition is valuable. I listen to myself with respect. Even when I'm unsure, I move with faith. I was created with wisdom and purpose. Speak it until you believe it, because it's already true. A true story, Tun's decision. Tund once ignored his gut feeling about a business partner. The signs were there, unkept promises, shady behavior, but he pushed forward because he didn't want to seem difficult. The partnership ended badly. He lost money, trust, and confidence. Afterward, he was afraid to start again. He questioned everything. Until one day, he told himself, "I didn't fail because I trusted myself, I failed because I didn't." That changed everything. He began practicing deep reflection. He paid attention to his instincts. He asked tough questions early. Slowly, his self-trust returned, and so did his confidence. Today, Tund leads a thriving business, not because he avoids risks, but because he listens to the wisdom inside. When you trust yourself, everything changes. Self-trust is the foundation of confidence, peace, healthy boundaries, courageous action, joyful living. When you trust yourself, you stop begging others to choose you. You stop delaying your dreams. You stop fearing failure. You start living boldly and authentically. You become your own anchor. The voice you're looking for, the guidance, the wisdom, the yes or no, has been within you all along. You can trust your healing. You can trust your journey. You can trust your intuition. You can trust your growth. You have what it takes, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing to listen again. So take a deep breath. Ask yourself what's next. And when your spirit answers, believe it. Your next step is not out there. It's already in you. If this audiobook touches you, please subscribe, like, and share with someone who needs it. Together, we grow. Together, we rise.